Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions, integrated campus, Hyderabad, structural engineering, reinforcement concrete, RCC. I am Dr. E. Mahesh Babu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. In previous videos, I explained about how to design rules and regulations specification from IS 456. Now, if you see this, we'll see one problem here. See, whatever the case, if you understand this problem, you can do any number of problems with the different conditions. This is a two-way simply supported slab. Given floor size is 7 meters and 5 meters. Clear dimensions supported are four sides of 230 mm thick wall. Slab subjected to live load of 4 kilonewton per meter square, and floor finish is 1 kilonewton per meter square. And grade of concrete is M20 and grade of steel is Fe 415. See, this is given data is floor slab here thickness. See, what is the length is 7 and 5. See how to solve this problem. We'll see step by step, and how to use this our code book. In this I will explain. Okay, in this problem given dimensions Ly equal to 7, but you have to find effective span, length, and Lyx and Lx, right? See, and load also given. Here, if you see slab type, this Ly by Lx 7.23 by 5.3. Why? Because effective span we have to calculate. Here given 0.23 meters, that is 230 mm means 0.23 meters, right? So here total length, center to center span is effective length of the span. Here center to center is a shorter span 5.23 meter. So here you calculate 7.23 by 5.23. It is less than 2. That is why it's a two-way slab. First we will consider which type slab. This is one-way slab or two-way slab. Then we will trial depth. Will go for trial depth. As per L by D ratio, we'll assume that 35. That effective span by depth ratio 35. Okay, where may be 38, 30, or whatever it may be. But we'll take a higher side. So you always take for simply support to a slab 35, and this is 5230 is effective length of shutter span. Divided by 30, you will get this is the 150 mm. So now if you want to total depth, what we have to do? See, assume here clear cover is given guidelines 20 mm. So diameter of the main bar 10 mm. Generally, usually 8 mm, 10 mm, 12 mm will provide in the slabs. So these are we are assuming, and diameter of the bar is 10 mm. So total depth is 150 plus 20 mm cover plus 10 by 2. Why 10 by 2? This total diameter is 10 mm. 10 by 2 is 5. So total thickness of the slab is 175 mm. So in this way we have to calculate total depth. Okay, this is only a trial. This limit state is a optimistic method. Okay, so first we'll assume, then we'll check for serviceability and deflection, right? See, here total depth you got is 175 mm. So self weight of the load, how to calculate? So 0.175 into 1 meter. Always will the slabs are designed for 1 meter. So that is the thickness into 1 into 25. You will get 4.375 kilonewton per meter square. Right? Floor finish given in the problem is 1 kilonewton per meter square. Live load similarly given 4 kilonewton per meter square. So here you what the total load, if you add these three, you will get total 9.375 kilonewton per meter square. So we have to take always factor load. If you calculate factor load, that is you have to take here partial safety factor, that is here 1.5. 1.1 multiplied by this total load per meter square. That how you calculated self weight of the beam, right? Here this is a floor finish, and this is live load. If you add these all loads, you will get all total load. Total load multiplied by 1.5, that is 14.06 kilonewton per meter square. This is the total load acting on the slab per meter square, that is 14.06 kilonewton per meter square. So, and next is effective span as per class 22.2, that is a minimum of 5.23 or 5.15. What is, why this 22.2.a? If you see here in this book, code book, if you see, go for 22.2, that is effective span equal to clear span plus center to half of width of both sides, or clear span plus effective depth. Whichever is the less, we have to consider that value as a effective span. That is, if you see, nearly it may be like here 34, 22.2. So you should always use code book. You must thorough with the knowledge of score book where you are having these values. Okay, you should remember also some page numbers. Also, this is we got here 23. Now 22.2, what is given as per 22.2 here is effective span. If you see here stiffness and here effective span, see here, for simply supported beams or slabs, the effective span is the member that is not built independently, that it supports taken clear span plus effective depth of the slab or beam center to center support. So that's why here we have taken whatever by the center, whichever the minimum we have to take that one. Here he has taken conservative design adapt effective length is equal to 5.23. Actually, we can take 5.15, but here effective depth for conservative design we have taken 5.2, assuming that more movement. So here adapted L effective is equal to 5.23 meters. So for 1 meter slab design strip, B equal to 1000 mm. Load per meters length design strip equal to 14.06 kilonewton per meter. Now we'll calculate moment of coefficients, that is alpha x and alpha y. So if you come to just now we have seen bottom these values. See, if a continuous that is slab, this 26 table for simply supported slab, you would take this coefficients. So we are same thing from 27 table of IS 456, we calculated alpha x for these values, Ly by Lx, these values, alpha x 0.03 and alpha y this 0.005. So this is by interpolation, you got this alpha x for this value, alpha x by alpha y. What is this value? 1.38. Here you got this value 0.098 and here I told you MUX to alpha x W and WU L effective. So here L effective you have taken 5.23. For both MUX MY you have to take here this LX value only, that LF effective length in a shorter span. Now if you calculated, if you here you will get movement in x direction 37.61 and y direction 19.92 kilonewton meter. That is the movement. Higher movement we will calculate limit statement. As per our previous designs, we have to calculate MU limit, that is 0.138 FCK BD square. From that one you will get MU limit is 63 kilonewton per, which is greater than MUX and MUY. So hence our assumed depth is okay. In this way we have to cross check, and we have to calculate along shorter span MUX equal to 37.61 kilometer, which is the highest. And from this equation is equal to, you know, mu equal to Fy AST into D into 1 minus AST Fy by FCK BD. That is a formula using, here we are going to calculate STX, okay, from STX 790 meter per square meter. This will be placed along the shorter span. Along the spans, similarly we have to calculate along the long span. Movement is mu equal to 19.92 and D is, see here we in shorter span 1 equal to 10 mm, that you have to deduct here. That is why effective depth will be reduced. In longer span, effective depth is equal to 140 instead of 150 in shorter span, as explained. So here you have to check for area of steel minimum 0.12%. So here 21 mm square per width as per this formula. Okay, here 0.125 into 1000 into 175 is total depth. So here total area required minimum steel is 21 mm square, which is less than what you got here. Steel along this one is 779 mm square. Okay, and rebar steel here we are placing 10 mm bars and shorter span 10 mm total steel, and this is 10 mm area. 1 m 10 mm area equal to pi d square by 4, that is 78.54 into 1000. We calculate for 1 meter length. So here shorter span, the spacing will get 100 mm, and longer span, how much will get? Longer span here you will get area required is 420, as this equation 420 mm square along longer span. That's why here 187 mm. So here maximum spacing will provide as per IS 456 3D, a minimum of 3D or 300 mm, that is 300 mm is greater than that spacing. Okay, this is maximum spacing. So provide 10 mm at 100 mm center main reinforcement, and provide longitudinal straight main reinforcement 10 mm at 180 mm center as a main reinforcement in the longer span. In this way, we have to do the problems. With this, complete your all third unit problems, and will, okay. In this way, we have to solve the problem. Thank you.